what you do. If you kill, this is what happens. If you do this, if you do that, if you do that, And they said, this is the law, and it is very just, and we will have people that are in charge of reinforcing justice if you do anything wrong. Billahi alaykum, I ask you by Allah, do you think that the earth or the systems that people make for themselves are more just than the systems of Allah? No way. No way. Do you think that the systems the accountability that people make are more accurate, and the system is more accurate than the system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? No way. No way. Why? Because He is the Creator. You see, people fall short and they fall in the trap when they take what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them as the law and they exchange it for their own thinking of what the law should be. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gave you the law. He is the one who cares about you more than you care about yourself. He is your Creator. Some people say, well, some rules are very harsh. It's not merciful, so let me change it and make it more merciful. SubhanAllah, like He's more merciful on the slaves of Allah than Allah Himself who created them. Since then, since the system that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us is more accurate and more just, then just like when people, they steal and they kill, they can't get away from the law catches them. Well, guess what? Whatever violations that we do, when we violate the laws of Allah, then it's also accountable and we will be punished for it as well. Everything. And that's the point that I want to come to. Is the disasters and the hardships on individual levels and on collective levels, on all kinds of levels, that happened and occurred upon the Muslims, and whether they're individual or not, is because of what they did to themselves. It's a natural 1 + 1 = 2. فَكَيْفَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ بِمَا قَدَّمَتْ أَيْدِيهِمْ. It means their hands committed the act before the hardship came. And it's a natural consequence for the hardship. Just like you can't expect to steal or to kill and get away with it, well, you can't expect to lie, you can't expect to cheat, you can't expect not to pray, you cannot expect not to fast, you cannot expect not to do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered you to do and get away with it either. It's a system that's much more accurate than the system on earth. On earth, some people may steal and they get away with it because maybe the law didn't see them, or they were very good criminals. There is no very good criminals. It means very criminals. Right? But in the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no one escapes the justice. No one escapes justice. Justice is always there, and justice will always prevail. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is created. You do something wrong, will be accounted for. So why do we bring hardship on ourselves? By committing these violations to the rules of Allah. Namima, ghiba, hasad, jealousy, hatred, lying, deceiving, stealing, cheating, dealing riba, dealing khamar, dealing all these things, lying, betraying, all these things are materialistic things that happen. You say them and you'll be accountable for them, and they will affect your life, and they will affect not only your life, everybody else is around you, and maybe the whole world. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, look at what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُهْلِكُ قَرْيَةً وَأَهْلُهَا صَالِحُونَ. No. Meaning of the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not destroy a village, and the people of the village are muslihun, musalihun. If they were salihun, if they were only good and pious, that's not enough. That's not enough. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not destroy, the meaning of the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not destroy a village, and the people of that village are not only pious themselves, they are correcting others, and they are spreading wisdom and mercy and everything to others. If they are just good within themselves, Allah would destroy them. This is the meaning. As you know, in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, some people say well, the Prophet ﷺ was telling people about a man a very pious man in a village that is very disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But one man among them is extremely pious. The people were very bad. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the angels to destroy the whole village. The angels, they looked and they saw a very pious man, Wali of Allah. They said, oh Allah, there's this man in this village who is very pious. And the order from Allah was, start with him. Start with him. Destroy the village starting with him. Why? Because you're not supposed to be pious only for yourself. You're supposed to be pious and good and spread that to others. Dear brothers and sisters, if Islam was only to stay in Mecca and in Medina, most of the people nowadays wouldn't have been Muslims. If they just wanted to be good for themselves and they didn't care about the rest, then things wouldn't happen. And the way they were good is because they were abiding by the laws of Allah, not violating the laws of Allah every day. I will tell you this. Every time, I said this before, every time we lie or we cheat, I'm not saying you do, alhamdulillah, inshallah you don't, but other people that you know, they cheat or lie or deceive or violate the rules of Allah. Someone should go out of the house, that's one of the pious people in the old days say to his son. He said, anytime you lie, or cheat, or don't pray right, or make gossip, or ghiba, or namima, or whatever, go outside of the house and grab a stone and put it inside, next to you. So you lie once, okay, you said I lied today, let's say I just lied. After you lie, you go, he's telling his son, and take a stone and put it next to you. Now after that you cheated, okay, same day, take it and put it. The whole day, accountability, lied 15 times, cheated twice, made gossip 4 or 5 times, I did not pray, did not pray right, talked about people, all these things. How many stones do you have? 15, 20, 30, 50? Okay. Next day, same thing. Go. After a couple of weeks, the whole house is going to be filled with stones. You will have no place to sit anymore because of all these sins that you're committing. These little stones, dear brothers and sisters, that are in the house now, they are masa'ib, they are disasters and hardships in the dunya. And what are they? Every single one of them is a disaster in this dunya. And it is not in the akhirah. It is hellfire in the akhirah. Every single one that you saw, brought in the house. Every single one. The whole house will be then filled with stones, and these stones are disasters and hardship in the dunya, and then they are hardship, they are fire, hellfire in the akhirah. It is important to start accounting for ourselves. And despite what happens to the Muslims and to you individually or collectively or anything, the only important thing is that correction must start from within. When something happens, dear brothers, when someone violates, when you go and violate a traffic light and the cop gives you a ticket, what do? First thing, they say, go to a traffic school so you can learn and so you can drive right next time you don't get a violation. Well, the same thing. First thing we have to do, you can sit after you got the ticket and cry. I'm crying, I'm very affected, very sad because I got a ticket, I don't have the money. But is crying going to change anything? No. What is going to change something? It's going to change if you start taking that upon yourself and say, I'm going to go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The solution, dear brothers and sisters, is to go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The solution is to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the only solution for every problem. And the whole result of the entire speech today is that comparing how everything is connected to each other, how the sins are connected to the hardships. Al-ma'siyah wa what else? Al-masa'ib. Ma'siyah and musibah. More ma'siyah, more musibah. More sins, more hardships. Simple.